Last time on MasterChef Canada, back to win.
No way!
A battle of wits
Flopé.
Correct.
led to a war of culinary words.
I got tomatillos and tortilla press.
I chose the pomelo and the mandolin.
And when Marissa let the steam out of her on papillote,
Marissa has ruined my Christmas.
her chances of victory floated away.
It's been an honor and a privilege. I'll never forget it.
Tonight, the top 7 take on a mystery box challenge
Shaking.
I have everything on the go.
that's full of surprises.
There's a twist!
This is insane.
What on earth am I gonna do with this?
Mystery box.
Can't believe it's top 7 already. Every single cook feels like a finale dish right now. Oh, I'm super nervous.
Goodness, I wonder what's under these ones.
Mystery boxes in the past were a safe time to cook, but this season, mystery boxes send you home. Today has to be my day. I need to shine. And also, there's only 2 girls left. Come on, we gotta beat some of these guys.
I really do like mystery boxes. It almost in a lot of ways evens the playing field, which is kind of a good thing because I feel skill-wise, I'm not at the same level, but creatively, I think I'm one of the strongest. So mystery boxes can play in my favor as long as I don't cook scared.
Hello, Top 7, and welcome to the future.
I know what you're thinking. This looks nothing like the future you imagined. There are no hover cars, no robot assistants, no jetpacks. What's up with that?
But we promise you that under those mystery boxes is the future of food.
Are you ready to look into a culinary crystal ball?
Yes, chef!
1, 2, 3, lift!
Awesome.
Okay.
Everything in front of you comes with a small environmental footprint, and they're all sustainable. Yellow dragon fruit, nopales, beet greens, prickly pears, pumpkin flowers, watercress, okra, black salsify, enoki mushrooms, mung bean noodles, wild rice, walnuts, squab, and farmed salmon fillets from IKEA's Sodapore collection of certified sustainable seafood. Considering how overtaxed our planet has become, that is the future of food.
More and more environmentally aware chefs are choosing to plan menus around ingredients like these. Our friends at IKEA are dedicated to sustainability and believe that the kitchen is a place where small actions like meal planning and meatless Mondays can make a massive difference for the planet.
There's just one more ingredient on your station, a mini mystery box for you to open. 1, 2, 3, open!
Oh my God.
Nothing says the future food like crickets.
What on earth am I gonna do with this? I've caught some as a kid, but I've never eaten one in my life.
They're rich in protein, healthy fats, minerals, and fiber. Plus, they're everywhere.
Forward-thinking chefs across the globe have been finding interesting ways to use them in their dishes. And tonight, you also have that option.
We want you to use as many of those sustainable ingredients as possible.
But if being a good person is not enough motivation for you, you also get a major advantage in next week's challenge.
And even better, the winner of this challenge will get the chance to collaborate with IKEA in developing a recipe that will be showcased in select IKEA restaurants across Canada.
Wow.
But the cook who makes the worst dish will be facing a future outside of this kitchen.
You will have 1 hour to prepare us a dish that wows us.
In addition to what you have at your station, in the pantry, you'll have access to a variety of sustainable and locally sourced ingredients.
Are you ready to leap into the future?
Yes, chef!
And your time starts now!
With lots of mushrooms today. Today, I'm going to focus on a savory dish.
Oh, these are gorgeous. My goodness.
I need to show the judges that I'm just as good of a cook as I am with desserts.
I'm not throwing much in my basket in the pantry. I'm gonna use as many of those mystery box ingredients as possible.
No, I'll do lingonberry.
I actually like mystery box challenges, the fact that they limit the ingredients that I can use. Sometimes I get too crazy when you give me all the ingredients.
All of these ingredients are so interesting.
These are not ingredients you're gonna find in most people's grocery carts. These are a little bit unusual, and they do take a tremendous amount of skill and understanding in order to master them. And it takes a very important word, creativity.
Very interesting. I don't even know if you can eat it.
I don't even know like what half these ingredients are.
Okay, so maybe we're gonna scratch that idea.
At least I recognize the mung bean noodles. I know that I can use that as a base of my dish. I do recognize squab, but I've never worked with it. But I'm gonna treat it as if it was a tiny little chicken.
Squab, I think, is particularly challenging to work with because it is such a lean protein.
Unlike chicken, it has a very strong flavor, so it could be overpowering. You have to know how it behaves. You have to create that perfect balance.
I don't want to go salmon. I feel like that's too easy. I want to use something that I've never worked before. I'm here to push myself. I'm back to win. I'm making a Filipino-inspired soup using this squab. It's called a sotanghon. Anytime I was sick as a kid, my mom used to make me sotanghon. It's basically our chicken noodle soup. My mom was so important to learning everything that I know about cooking. And that's one of my fondest memories of her, is just sitting in the kitchen while she cooked and taste the things that she's cooking. I have to be creative with this challenge. I'm even using the bones of this squab to make my broth. Never cooked squab before, but I'm confident in my skills. I think I can do it.
So with salmon, every time I cook it at home, I cook fish cakes. So that's what I'm doing today. I'm gonna pound this with a ton of flavor. These fish cakes are a nod to home. My wife loves salmon fish cakes, but it's a crazy, humble dish. I need to ram as much flavor into these fish cakes just to survive. I'm gonna use the cactus, some of the different fruits, the okra. I'm gonna use cricket flour as the binder inside of the actual fish cake itself. So I'm gonna use as many as I can.
Today I'm making salmon and hummus. Very simple.
I'm cooking this dish because it reminds me of my mother's favorite way to cook salmon. My mother is very important because my father and I had a troubled relationship, and in his eyes, men are not supposed to cook. And my subtle rebellion was spending time watching mom cook and taking interests in what she was doing versus doing the things that I'm supposed to do. So her and I bonded, and now my mother's the reason I cook. My mother is my hero, and any chance I get to pay homage, I do.
I'm making a stewed okra with tomatoes, pickled wild rice, a beef balsamic gastrique, a smoked hummus puree, and I'm making a bug tuile.
It's super quiet today. Everyone's just focused on what they're doing.
I'm putting out what my fellow cooks are putting out is like a finale dish every single time. It is nuts.
The level of intensity is extremely high.
Everything can go wrong. I just have to keep my mind in the game.
I've never had this much competition before. Never.
It's absurd at this point. Like, everyone is so good, so being able to stand out and even just survive is a real challenge.
You know, there's a misconception that these sustainable ingredients are too expensive, difficult to find, but the reality is they're all around us.
It's these small, thoughtful decisions that changes the world.
I'm not doing Asian today. I'm gonna go more of like a Nordic route, so I'm gonna do beets and squab. This dish is inspired by a chef that I worked with before, Christine Sanford, because she runs a very sustainable kitchen. The stems of herbs, potato peels, she doesn't throw away. She tries to repurpose everything in her kitchen, and she instilled all those values and principles in me. Because I won last week on a Vietnamese dish, I'm not gonna do that direction. I wanna show that I'm versatile. I just wanna keep a good tempo throughout this entire competition. You're not gonna make it to the top by playing it super safe.
Andre, how you doing?
Good.
What are you doing?
So I'm making a salmon with a crusted cricket. Then I have a pumpkin curry sauce going on here. Then I'm gonna grill these Nepalis.
Yes.
I'm definitely using the spices that I know with the ingredients that I don't know, especially the cactus and the crickets. I'm really stepping out of my zone right now. The risk is not getting that balance right, but I'm going for it. Originally, I came back to show my creativity and boost myself, but my perspective changed when my wife said she's pregnant. Now I'm here for my little baby. I want to win it for them, and I don't want to work at the hospital anymore. Even though it's a great job, I should be in food.
It's always gonna be tasty, but I really wanna have a great presentation and an inviting feeling to this dish.
I can't wait to see what you're gonna give us.
Thank you, Chef.
Chef Claudio,
Christopher, so what's your dish?
I'm doing a variety of mushrooms. I've got some morels here that I've just braised. I've got some mushrooms confit in the oven. I'll also be frying a little bit of gnocchi, so it's almost like a mushroom garden. And then I'm gonna plate my fried bugs on it. So it's almost like they're walking down a garden.
The judges want to see how well we can use the theme of the challenge today. And I know I want to make crickets the star of my dish. So I'm trying to recreate a moment from my childhood when I was on recess and I would be trying to catch these crickets with my friends. But unfortunately, I sort of just did a forest-themed dessert last week, and I don't want the judges thinking that I'm just a one-trick pony. But I'm going to take the risk anyways because I really think this is a great way to show off the cricket.
All right, I'll leave you to it.
Thank you, Chef.
These things are spiky.
Hey, Taya.
Hi.
I'm gonna tell you a lot of stuff on the go here, so tell me what's going on.
I am making salmon with sweet potato puree, and I've got some cactus salsa.
I'm choosing the salmon for my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law lives in Houston, Texas, and she came up to Vancouver Island, and she is obsessed now with salmon. Same thing with my husband. He's from Texas. We got engaged. Everything was going great, but last year he suffered a pretty serious stroke. It was very scary. He was in intensive care for a long time. He couldn't speak, he couldn't move. We didn't even know if he was gonna get out of it. When he came to, he just said, "I hope you know I can hear you, even though I can't talk." He said, "I don't want you to be with me. I don't want to get married to you. You have so many hopes and dreams for the future, and I just don't want to be that person that bogs you down." And I was like, "You're being stupid. Clearly, I'm gonna marry you." He's just such a believer in me. He ended up having a full recovery, but it was a really difficult time. It makes it a hard decision for me to come back to MasterChef Canada because I miss him. But I have the strength to do this because I have his support.
I need to push hard. Got a lot of work to do.
Ingredients that you would typically ignore before this challenge, you want to make it the star. You want to incorporate it in a very smart way. Not forgetting a single component.
Not many people do soups in this kitchen because it's so hard to impart flavor into a broth in 60 minutes, but I'm going for it. The Filipino Holy Trinity is ginger, garlic, and onion. I'm gonna get those aromatics in there with these squab bones and get that pressure cooking.
Okay, cool. I'm cooking the fish very lightly because I don't want to overcook it at this stage of the process. I'm gonna form these into patties and cook them again, so I don't want to have a double cook and have them be really dry.
Hey there, Andrew.
Hey, Chef, how are you?
Very well indeed. What are you working on?
Right now, I'm making my cricket to wheel, and I'm doing a cricket and walnut crumble.
Is cricket something that is relatively new for you?
Absolutely new to me. I ate more crickets today than I've ever eaten in my life.
Crickets are like roasted corn nuts. They're just crunchy, roasty bugs.
That sounds like you like crickets.
We're gonna make full use of the crickets today.
And how important is sustainability in your culinary beliefs at your restaurant?
In my restaurant, we waste nothing. Anytime we have discards, they're all saved. We make our stocks, soups, chowders.
And that's all a part of sustainability.
Absolutely.
Well done, and I look forward to trying your dish.
Thank you, Chef.
Stop! Stop! Stop the cook!
What is going on? Why are we stopping the clock? We're in the middle of a cook.
Here comes the twist.
What are you gonna add to this challenge now?
Lord knows what it's gonna be this time.
There's a twist.
None of the challenges are gonna be easy or straightforward. There's gonna be a twist.
Oh my God, I can't have another mystery box within a mystery box.
Come on up here and grab a box.
This is insane.
We have so many other ingredients. I don't know what they're gonna throw at us.
Open your boxes now.
Okay.
Yes.
What is this? We have 4 more ingredients for you.
Okay.
Your choices are Callus caviar, a sustainable cod roe spread, Sinap Grove, organic whole grain mustard, Chocolade Mork, sustainable dark chocolate, Silt Lingon, organic lingonberry preserves.
You must incorporate at least one of them into your dish.
None of these ingredients really make any sense with my dish. Last season, I would have been panicking. This season, it's just like, okay, I'll figure it out. Like, let's just go.
You can get back to cooking now!
Immediately, I choose the grainy mustard because I know it will work perfectly with my pickling liquid.
I have my salmon ready to go. I'm gonna use the cod caviar. It has a nice, strong cod flavor, and I'm gonna put that into my curry and really hit it out of the park with it.
Oh, it's a pretty big curveball. I'm gonna be incorporating the mustard and roe into my puree today. It's not easy to suddenly work ingredients into a plan that you came up already, and given that we've got 30 minutes left, I really gotta hustle.
Andy,
Chef,
which IKEA product did you choose?
I chose a little bit of the mustard for my aioli that I made.
Yes.
And I'm actually gonna use the lingonberry as well, maybe underneath the fish cake as a kind of a bright surprise.
What is the toughest part of this dish?
I think it's making sure the fish cakes all stick together, make sure that they're congealed. I want that to be nice and crispy, and then just load in the flavors.
I better be the best fish cake that I ever had.
A lot of pressure.
You're ready for it.
Thank you, Chef.
Hi there, mate.
Hi, Chef.
So we gave you a curveball. Which of the IKEA products did you use?
I used the lingonberry spread, and then I think I might put some of that mustard in my jus as well. Yeah, lingonberry jam, because I already have the lingonberry syrup at my station. I'll just remove lingonberry syrup and replace it with lingonberry jam.
How are you actually going to be cooking the squab?
I'm just gonna pan-sear them. Hopefully it'll be a good cook.
That's serious butchery skills there on that squab. Not the easiest thing to debone, that's for sure.
It's quite little, yeah.
Thank you, May. Good luck.
Thank you.
Hey, Jeremy.
Hey, Chef.
Was that curveball a curse or a gift?
It was a gift because you know what? This is cod roe. The main seasoning of this is fish sauce.
Oh.
So it's gonna pair well together. I'm excited about this secret ingredient because it's gonna actually add another depth of flavor to my broth. Once my broth is done pressure cooking, I know that the seasoning is still gonna need to be adjusted. So this is a good way to add another layer of umami.
All right, carry on.
Thank you, Chef.
It's obvious now that the more pressure we put on these home cooks, the better the results.
You know, the antidote to fear is knowledge. And as they gain knowledge, well, it's getting tougher and tougher for us to throw challenges at them that's going to stumble them.
Just trying to like temper the chocolate so it doesn't melt all over the place. I just took it off and I'm gonna add a little bit more chocolate, and once it stops melting, then that means it's tempered, and then I can add my crickets in.
Tempering chocolate is a huge time waster. You have to pay attention to it, and I'm getting behind on all my other components. Am I gonna have enough time? I don't know, but I don't wanna play it safe, so this is what I gotta do.
Taya is using the chocolate milk to cover her crickets.
That's risky. If it pays off, though, it's going to be delicious.
We're making some chocolate crickets. At least they're dead now.
The one element I'm worried about is the cactus. I've never cooked with it before, and I'm hoping that it gives a nice texture. I'm just applying pressure without burning my hand. I got those grill marks I wanted. Oh, yeah. Let's flip it.
Things are on par right now, but I'm just worried about getting a good cook on my swab. It's such a small piece of meat. I'm just cooking the breast. I gotta really focus my attention on that.
10 minutes! You only have 10 more minutes left!
I am trying to make sure that I don't burn everything.
The reason you see me running around for the first 50 minutes is so that I can spend the last 10 minutes calm, plating with focus.
I have everything on the go right now.
All right, burnish.
The plating is super important to me. I really want to make sure that it tells a story. Walking through these trails in the forest where there's stumps and growth and things are overgrown and the crickets are around the stump.
This is not a clean situation.
So I'm trying to work that in my brain onto the plate.
I'm spending so much time cutting these mushrooms and making sure they're the right size, and I need to find a way to plate this dish. If everything doesn't come together where it should be, the plate's just gonna look like a mess. This could be a disaster.
I'm hoping that it's the whole blend of ingredients that will stand out in this dish. The curry is gonna be powerful, the salmon is nice and crisp, and I want the Napolis to just bring it all together.
Shaking.
In this kitchen, there's so many things happening at once. If you lose focus just for a second, something can go wrong. And my beef balsamic reduction got overcooked, so I need to do it again.
Add a bit of flavor to my dish.
I taste the fish cake and I really love it. It has a ton of flavor in there. The challenging thing with fish cakes is plating them. Plating is not my strength, so I don't know where to even start.
I'm looking at my squab. I cut into it. Perfect.
2 minutes! You have 2 more minutes left.
I'm just taking a minute to collect myself and making sure that everything that I made for this dish ends up on the plate.
I'm looking down at my dish and I feel like I'm still missing something, but that could be me overthinking it.
I feel like I'm missing something.
30 seconds! Last 30 seconds, come on, get up! Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands up!
There's flavor, there's texture. The plate looks beautiful in my opinion. I'm really happy with it.
I think I've done enough to stay in the competition, but I don't know if I've done enough to win this one.
Jeremy, you're up first.
It's so important to cook with your heart in this competition, and my heart went into this. I hope the judges see that. So I made a play on a Filipino classic. It's called sotanghon. Traditionally, it's made with chicken, and today I used the squab. I also used mung bean and a cricket squab skin chicharron on top of the noodles, and also the enoki mushrooms.
You really used a lot of those sustainable ingredients. I like the way it looks. The only thing I would have done differently here is I would have sliced the squab and placed it on top of the noodles, because right now it's drowning in a hot stock and you can see that it's overcooking.
Yeah.
Wow. It's another knockout from you. I love the fact that the squab is only seasoned with salt because it allows the other flavors to really shine. The noodles perfectly cooked, the broth, so many layers in it. Delicious, thank you.
Thank you, chef.
Noodle soup is the ultimate comfort food.
100%.
Do you think I'm gonna get that ultimate comfort?
I hope so, chef.
Okay. Oh, I would say more than pleasantly surprised. I like it because it's very clean, and using the pressure cooker was a fantastic idea. You're able to extract all that flavor. Overall, I like the effort. This is the food for the future, and your future is bright.
Thank you, chef. I feel so good right now. I got to stick to my roots, and they loved the flavors. I'm pretty proud right now.
Andy, please bring your dish up for tasting.
I'm looking around the room, and everyone's dishes are spectacular. That's what's making me nervous. But I know it's really delicious. Today I prepared salmon fish cakes with my interpretation of a pico de gallo and a smoky chipotle aioli. The lingonberry jam is also underneath, kind of as a surprise.
Presentation-wise, I don't think it's your best plating, and I think you know that.
Yeah.
I hope it tastes better than it actually looks. It's a very good salmon cake. I love the flavors of it. I like the depth and richness of those flavors. Those flavors are not overly fighting with the salmon. That's the trick to a really good salmon cake. And the little garnishes add that zing, such as the refreshing dragon fruit. You know, I think the plating is something that could have enhanced this final presentation so much more.
Yeah.
Andy, I'm gonna be blunt and honest. I don't like the presentation. At this stage of the competition, I would be concerned about presentation.
Absolutely.
All right? Well, the fish cake is nice and moist. And it's well seasoned, well balanced. So I like the use of the spice, I like the use of the heat, and the lingonberry sweetness actually provides a relief from all that spice. But look at the six behind you. You have to stand out to win this.
Absolutely.
Are you back to win?
I'm back to win.
Watch your back.
Yeah. Feeling a little bit defeated right now, just seeing who's also left in the competition.
Taya, you're up next.
I did a pan-seared salmon, tempura'd squash blossoms, some puffed wild rice, sweet potato puree, and I dipped the crickets in the chocolate. It's kind of like the mud in a forest. You know, you got little bugs in the mud.
I think this plate looks terrific. It's certainly restaurant quality plating. It looks inviting. It looks colorful. And what was the cook you're hoping for on this beautiful piece of salmon?
I'm hoping for a medium rare.
Is that what I'm going to see here, Taya?
I sure hope so.
Well, let's see.
If I overcooked this salmon, I'm basically buying my one-way ticket out this door.
Look at that. That is as close to medium rare as I think you could have gotten it. That salmon tastes as if it was just pulled out of the ocean. It is so fresh, so clean, and so natural. That sweet potato sauce, it makes the perfect backfoil for a salmon dish like this because it adds that next layer of sort of creamy mouthfeel. It's a cook that shows incredible promise.
Thank you.
I've never had chocolate-covered crickets on salmon. I would never combine chocolate and salmon, but I'm glad you did. It's a really great balance. It's unexpected. The one thing I have to comment on is the fish, I believe, is under-seasoned. You could use a little more sea salt. Definitely not perfect, but bold.
Thank you. I really need to win one, or like get top 3 or something. I'm hoping that this dish will do that.
May!
I have squab and beets. I used the beet greens, cactus fruit, mustard,
lingonberry jam, and some watercress for garnish.
The plating, I like. The color shining through from the beetroot is very pleasing to the eye. Now, the cook on the squab.
So it's going for a rare.
It's definitely rare. The only thing I didn't want to see when I cut into this is that cap.
Yeah.
It didn't render it long enough.
No.
It's a good combination. When you cook it rare, it gets very gamey. And the caramelization from the sauce and the lingonberry balance the flavor. The dish is good, but is it good enough?
Christopher, you're up next.
I was inspired by the cricket. The puree on the bottom is a spring onion and pea puree. On top, you have a medley of mushrooms. We have braised morels, confit chanterelles, and fried enoki.
Great plating.
Thank you, Chef.
It's playful, but it also is reminiscent of your last dessert presentation. The flavors are very bold. The wonderful savory pea, the little spring onion. There is something in there that has a real umami hit to it.
It might be the morels oil.
Ah, okay. And how did you make that?
Olive oil, morels, flour, and ground cricket to bring some nuttiness.
It is a beautiful presented dish, lots of great flavors, incredible technique. And I hope that you're able to continue to create exciting food like this for us on an ongoing basis.
Thank you, Chef.
Andre, you're up next.
I have a cricket-crusted salmon with a pumpkin curry sauce, grilled Napoli's cactus, and baked okras.
I like the presentation. What's in the pumpkin sauce?
The mustard, salted cod caviar, and curry.
There's a very intense flavor. Something's making it very salty. It might be the caviar. Did you also apply salt to the sauce?
Yes, I did.
It's a common mistake. I'm gonna try it and see how it all works together. I like it. But I wish there was another element to it, something citrusy. I think overall the dish is on the right path, but you need to really control your seasoning.
I will, Chef.
Wow. I think the cactus really went well with the curry because it's got that silky, smooth, sticky to it, and the curry really gives a nice balance to it. The salmon, it's a tad overcooked. You cover the salmon with the cricket to make it crispier. But you would need a lot of crickets in there to make this crispy. If you put lots of seeds, lots of nuts in there, and then take the cricket, add it on top, it would have been a better solution. Overall, it's quite a tasty dish, but it needs a little bit more. Please go back.
I don't feel amazing. I feel okay. I was going for simplicity, but I feel like I still should have pushed it a little more.
Andrew, please bring up your dish.
I want to win this one real bad because these flavors I put on the plate are representative of what my mom has taught me. And she's the inspiration for why I cook in the first place.
Today I've prepared for you cricket-crusted salmon and chickpea puree. I pickled the wild rice in fennel pollen and the grainy mustard, and I made a beet cricket to wheel to garnish the plate with.
The presentation is really terrific. It is eye-catching, colorful, intriguing. So I'm delighted to see that you've been able to up your plating game.
Thank you, Chef.
The cook on the salmon, what are we hoping for?
Medium rare.
Let's see if you achieved that. Looks good to me. Spot on.
Thank you, Chef.
It's a delight to eat. It really is. The salmon is so very moist and flavorful. And your hummus has a nice Middle Eastern, North African flavor to it. And just that hint of smokiness. Really well executed, and you should be proud of yourself.
Thank you, Chef. I was very happy with this dish.
It's a beautiful dish.
Thank you.
Really well executed. That hummus is so light. I taste your heritage in it. I taste the drive that you have right now, the focus.
I'm here to win, Chef.
Head back to your station.
Thank you, Chef.
I just hope that my mom would be proud.
Wow, the hits just keep on coming. Some amazing dishes just came out of this kitchen.
The judges loved my flavors. They didn't know how I pulled off a broth so flavorful in 60 minutes. I'm hoping that that sets me apart and gets me this win.
What impressed me the most is we threw the twist at them, and, they didn't strike out.
Oh, I'm so nervous. I really hope that my name gets called, but it's such stiff competition.
There were many of these dishes that I felt were bold.
However, there are a couple that I feel are starting to stumble a little bit.
The plating wasn't there, but the flavors do exist. I'm hoping that this is enough to keep me in there.
This week, we limited your palate to only a few unfamiliar ingredients. And you blew us away.
There were many strong dishes, but two stood out. Both used sustainable ingredients in deeply personal ways. The second best dish of the night belongs to Jeremy.
The person with the best dish tonight not only cooked smart, they told a story that came from the heart. Congratulations on another great performance, Andrew.
I'm emotional, but I'm feeling incredible, and I'm very proud. Wow. No matter what happened, whether I won, whether I did not win, I'm grateful for the opportunity to showcase my mother's work.
Congratulations, Andrew. You have a massive advantage coming up next week. And you've won the opportunity to collaborate on a recipe that will be showcased in IKEA restaurants across Canada.
Wow.
Good job.
Seeing my own recipe on the menu would be pretty cool.
Even the best chefs in the world can struggle to come out with magic the first time they use a new ingredient. And that was the case of two of you tonight. Please come to the front. Andy and Andre. Any other season, the dishes you made would have been among the best. But with this competition, small mistakes can have big repercussions.
Andy, you know you made mistakes tonight, and I bet you wish you could take them back. Unfortunately, you can't. However, you can make sure never to make them again.
Absolutely.
Andy, you're not going home tonight.
I feel like I did scrape by, but I held on to fight another day. Sad to see Andre go. We formed a good friendship. We're both chasing this dream. We both really love food. I think that that's what we share. It's tough. It's a tough pill to swallow.
Andre, you're disappointed. I can see that. But what you have done here is nothing short of remarkable. While everybody else in this kitchen has spent their days preparing for this competition, you were busy working in the hospital where you were needed during this pandemic. Then you came in here and showed us you had become twice the cook you were last season. We are deeply impressed and very proud.
Thank you, Chef.
Now, Andre, please tell us, who do you think is Canada's next MasterChef?
This is someone that doesn't think they have it in them. They think they're kind of one-dimensional, but they're actually pretty amazing, and that's Christopher.
Andre, goodbye and good luck.
This journey means so much to me because I've never looked at food this way.
Everything's clean. It's exactly what I wanted.
And just the people here, I've learned so much from them.
So proud of us.
We're all going for this 100,000, but we're learning together. And it meant a lot. I've never been great in school, and I never had something to lock onto. So coming into here and going up to the judges for the first time made me feel like so special.
The cook on the shrimp is really good.
Overall, awesome job.
I'm so shocked that somebody of importance would tell me that my dish or my food or something that I've done was good.
This is wow.
This is a great example of how far you have come in this competition.
And I just kept gunning for that experience. And that's why I came back too. It took me until now to realize that food is the only thing I should be doing. I'm proud of every single thing that I've done, and I just love everything about this experience.
Next time on MasterChef Canada, Back to Win.
Switch!
The top 6 square off in a seafood tag team challenge,
Come on. This is not what I need right now.
where the consequences are sink or swim.
Let's go. Show them what's up. Muscles in, muscles in, muscles in.
We don't have time.
Push, push. You might get switched out here soon.
It's gonna go all sorts of wrong.